Good morning, and I would just like to say thank you for letting me have this opportunity. When my instructor, Miss Jennifer Coffey, told me I was chosen for this, I was shocked and humbled all at the same time. I have to tell you, the last time I was in school, Ronald Reagan was the president. The Olympics were in the same year, and there was nobody else we were going to call but the Ghostbusters. I was a senior in high school, and I had a very rare opportunity at that point to go to a technical school at the same time as I was going to high school. I took advantage of that program. I went to high school half a day and cosmetology school half a day. I was so excited. In May of that year, I'd be graduating high school, and in June, I would be graduating cosmetology school, knowing I had the knowledge and the skills to go out and start my career, to go make my fortune. I was 18. Fortune was a lot different back then. But the education I did get there provided for me and my family for many years. That was 4 kids, 2 grandchildren, and what seems a lifetime ago. About 8 years ago, my husband came to me and asked me, let's move to Tennessee. I said, are you out of your head? No. In his best New Jersey accent, he looked at me and said, come on, it'll be an adventure. Needless to say, 2 months later, we packed up 4 kids, cats and dogs, a whole household, and moved 1,000 miles away, not knowing one living soul here. We started a real estate title and escrow business and a real estate appraisal business. We were doing quite well until the housing bubble burst. We lost everything. Our businesses, our home, our cars, had to file for bankruptcy. At that point, a friend of mine came to me and said, I have this job. It kind of stinks, it's hot, it's in a factory, and it's hard work. Do you want it? I said, absolutely. I worked there for 2 years, moving up the ladder, doing well, until November of 2010 when they came in and said, we're moving the entire factory to Mexico. As I stood there thinking, Lord, what else? What? A week and a half later, my brother called me and told me he had cancer. I will have to say 2011 was one of the worst years of my life. Every few months going through another layoff at the company and not knowing, is this the time I'm going to get it? And not getting it, and then the angst building up for the next one. At that same time, my brother was going through radiation and chemotherapy and just fighting this dreadful disease, cancer. And I learned 2 things during this time. The first being I could go back to school because my job was moving out of country. I knew I was not going to do that because I was too old. The second thing I learned was my brother went into a pharmacy, and this pharmacist made such a difference to him. My brother had a very aggressive form of cancer that basically left him deformed. And this pharmacist never turned his head, never looked away, helped my brother with everything that he needed, and basically treated him like a human being. That night I told my husband, I want to be a pharmacy tech. I'm going back to school because I want to make a difference. In September, when I learned I was going to do this speech, I was driving home and I thought, Lord, what am I going to talk about? A story came on the radio about a young man named Adam Greenberg who had a dream to play baseball. It's all he ever wanted to do. He worked very hard and got into the minor leagues, and in 2005 that phone call came. The Chicago Cubs wanted him to come to the show. He was so excited. I can't even imagine what it was like for him to walk out onto that field. Stepped into that batter's box. Florida Marlins threw a pitch, 92-mile-an-hour fastball, got away and hit him in the head. Down he went. His world changed in an instant. He didn't even get his official at bat. Last September, something amazing. The Florida Marlins called him up for a 1-day call-up so he could get his official at bat. I know you're looking and saying, Kim, what does that have to do with you? The day I got my letter last July that said, welcome to the Tennessee Technology Center at Livingston, I got my restart. I got picked back up, dusted back off, and told, swing for the fences, Kim. Now, while I'm the oldest person in my class, I've had to shuffle every part of my life, while sometimes there's way too much money left at the end of the money, I know it's all going to be worth it when I can walk into that pharmacy with the skills and the knowledge that I need to make a difference for one person. And if I can do that, just make the difference for one person, that's going to be amazing. Thank you so much.